Imagine walking through a tomb, thousands of years old, and stumbling upon a secret that has baffled historians and scientists alike. The ancient Egyptians, with their incredible knowledge and skills, managed to preserve not just the bodies of their pharaohs, but their organs as well. How did they do it? What secrets did they hold? Join us as we unravel the mystery of the immortal pharaohs and their remarkably preserved organs. This isn't just a journey through history, it's a voyage into the heart of an ancient civilization's most closely guarded secrets. Stick around, because what we're about to discover might just change the way you look at ancient Egypt forever. Mummification purpose: preserving the body for eternal life. Ancient Egyptians believed in an afterlife, a continuation of life after death. This belief was central to their culture and influenced many of their practices, including mummification. The process of mummification was designed to preserve the body so that the soul could recognize and inhabit it in the afterlife. They thought that without a preserved body, the soul would be lost, unable to enjoy eternal life. The Egyptians had a detailed understanding of the human body, which they gained through embalming and mummification. They knew that to preserve the body, they needed to remove the organs that decayed quickly. The brain was removed through the nose using a hook tool, as it was considered unimportant for the afterlife. The other organs, however, were carefully preserved. The lungs, liver, stomach, and intestines were each placed in separate containers called canopic jars, while the heart was left inside the body. They believed the heart was the center of intelligence and emotion, and it would be weighed against the feather of Marat, the goddess of truth and justice, in the afterlife. The process of mummification took about 70 days. The body was first washed and purified. Then, a special hook was used to liquefy the brain, which was pulled out through the nose. The body was then covered in natron salt for 40 days to dry out. After this, the body was wrapped in linen bandages, with amulets and charms placed between the layers for protection. The preserved organs were placed in canopic jars, which were often decorated with the heads of 4 protective gods. This meticulous process ensured that the body was preserved as perfectly as possible, ready for the journey into the afterlife. The Egyptians also believed that the body needed to be recognizable in the afterlife. This is why they took such care in preserving and wrapping the body. The masks and statues made for the deceased were also designed to help the soul recognize the body. The idea was that the soul would return to the body each day, and if the body was not preserved, the soul would be lost. This belief in the importance of the physical body in the afterlife is what drove the Egyptians to develop such sophisticated mummification techniques. It was not just about preserving the body, it was about ensuring the soul's eternal life. Canopic jars and organ removal: why each organ was stored separately. In ancient Egyptian mummification, the removal and separate storage of organs were crucial steps. This process involved the use of canopic jars, which were containers designed to hold the organs that were removed from the body during mummification. The Egyptians believed that the body needed to be preserved for the afterlife, and this included the organs. However, they also believed that some organs had specific symbolic significance. Therefore, they were stored separately in distinct jars, each associated with a particular deity. The 4 main organs removed and stored were the lungs, liver, stomach, and intestines. Each of these organs was placed in its own canopic jar, which was then sealed and buried with the mummy. The lungs were associated with the goddess Selket, the liver with the god Amset, the stomach with the god Hapi, and the intestines with the god Duamutef. These deities were believed to protect the organs in the afterlife. The heart, considered the center of intelligence and emotion, was left inside the body, as it was believed to be weighed against the feather of Marat in the afterlife. The brain, on the other hand, was considered less important and was often discarded or removed through the nostrils using hooks. This was because the Egyptians did not view the brain as significant for the afterlife. The process of removing the organs was meticulous and required great skill. The incisions were made carefully to minimize damage to the body, and the organs were cleaned and treated with natron salt to preserve them. The canopic jars themselves were often elaborately decorated and inscribed with protective spells and prayers. The separate storage of organs was not just a practical necessity but also had deep religious and symbolic meaning. Each organ was associated with a specific deity, and the jars were often placed in the tomb in a specific arrangement. This arrangement was believed to ensure the protection and preservation of the organs in the afterlife. The Egyptians believed that the soul needed a perfect body to inhabit in the afterlife, and the preservation of the organs was a crucial part of this process. The use of canopic jars and the careful removal of organs were essential steps in achieving this goal. Exceptional cases of perfect preservation, pharaohs whose bodies barely decayed. In the realm of ancient Egyptian mummification, some pharaohs stand out due to their extraordinary preservation. These exceptional cases reveal bodies that have withstood the test of time with remarkable intactness. The most famous example is King Tutankhamun, whose mummy was found in an astonishingly well-preserved state. His organs, carefully removed and stored in canopic jars, were also in excellent condition. This level of preservation is attributed to the advanced techniques used by the embalmers, who employed a combination of natron salt, resins, and oils to desiccate and protect the body. Another striking example is the mummy of Ramses II, often referred to as Ramses the Great. His body, discovered in 1881, showed minimal decay despite being over 30 years old. The organs of Ramses II were also remarkably preserved, thanks to the meticulous embalming process. The use of resin-soaked linen wrappings and the dry environment of the tomb played crucial roles in maintaining the integrity of his remains. Scientists have even conducted CT scans on his mummy, revealing intricate details about his health and the embalming techniques used. The preservation of these pharaohs' organs is a testament to the skill and knowledge of ancient Egyptian embalmers. The liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines were typically removed and stored in canopic jars, each guarded by a specific deity. These organs were considered essential for the afterlife, and their preservation was a vital part of the mummification process. The brain, however, was often discarded, as it was not viewed as an important organ in ancient Egyptian beliefs. The heart, on the other hand, was left in the body, as it was believed to be the center of intelligence and emotion. The exceptional preservation of these pharaohs' bodies and organs provides valuable insights into ancient Egyptian culture and religious practices. The meticulous care taken in the mummification process reflects the deep-seated belief in the afterlife and the importance of preserving the body for eternity. Modern technology has allowed researchers to study these mummies in greater detail, uncovering new information about ancient Egyptian medicine and embalming techniques. The study of these well-preserved remains continues to shed light on the mysteries of the immortal pharaohs and their enduring legacy. Ancient embalming chemicals, advanced resins, and unknown mixtures. Ancient Egyptians were masters of preservation, and their embalming chemicals were a significant part of that process. They used a variety of resins and mixtures, some of which are still not fully understood today. These substances played a crucial role in mummification, helping to preserve the body and its organs for the afterlife. One of the most common resins used in ancient Egyptian embalming was pistacia resin, derived from the terebinth tree. This resin had natural antibacterial properties, which helped to inhibit the growth of bacteria and fungi that could cause decay. Another popular choice was cedar resin, imported from Lebanon. Cedar resin was not only effective in preserving the body but also had a pleasant aroma, which was important in the religious context of mummification. In addition to these known resins, ancient Egyptians also used a variety of unknown mixtures. These concoctions were often made from a combination of plant extracts, minerals, and other natural substances. Some of these mixtures may have contained bitumen, a sticky, black substance derived from petroleum. Bitumen was used to coat the body and organs, providing an additional layer of protection against decay. However, the exact composition of many of these mixtures remains a mystery, as the ancient Egyptians kept their embalming techniques and recipes closely guarded secrets. The advanced nature of these embalming chemicals is evident in the remarkable state of preservation of many ancient Egyptian mummies. Even after thousands of years, the bodies and organs of these individuals have been preserved with astonishing detail. The use of advanced resins and unknown mixtures allowed the ancient Egyptians to achieve a level of preservation that was unmatched by any other civilization of their time. Today, scientists continue to study these ancient embalming chemicals, hoping to unlock the secrets of this fascinating aspect of ancient Egyptian culture. Ritual significance: why organs were believed necessary for the afterlife. In ancient Egyptian beliefs, the afterlife was a complex and intricate journey that the soul had to navigate. For this journey, the body needed to be as complete as possible. Organs played a crucial role in this process. They were not just biological components but vessels of vital energies and functions that the soul would need in the afterlife. The heart, for instance, was considered the center of intelligence and emotion. It was weighed against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice, to determine the deceased's worthiness to enter the afterlife. The process of preserving organs was a sacred ritual. It involved removing the organs from the body and treating them with natron salt, a natural substance found in dry lake beds. This process, known as mummification, was believed to purify and preserve the organs for their journey to the afterlife. Each organ was then wrapped in linen and placed in a special container called a canopic jar. These jars were often decorated with the heads of the 4 sons of Horus, protective deities who were believed to guard the organs. The liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines were the 4 organs typically preserved in canopic jars. Each organ was associated with a specific deity and was believed to have a unique role in the afterlife. For example, the liver was associated with the god Amun, who was believed to provide the soul with the energy it needed to navigate the afterlife. The lungs were associated with the goddess Selket, who was believed to protect the soul from harm. The stomach and intestines were associated with the gods Hapi and Duamutef, who were believed to help the soul digest the food and drink it would need in the afterlife. The brain, on the other hand, was not typically preserved. It was believed to have no role in the afterlife. Instead, it was often discarded during the mummification process. This is not to say that the ancient Egyptians did not value the brain. They simply believed that the heart was the center of intelligence and emotion, and that the brain had no role to play in the afterlife. This belief is reflected in the fact that the heart was the only organ that was not removed from the body during the mummification process. It was left in place, believing that it would be needed by the soul in the afterlife. Why some pharaohs were better preserved, elite materials, techniques, or secrets. The preservation of pharaohs' bodies, especially their organs, has long fascinated scholars and enthusiasts alike. The quality of preservation varied significantly among different pharaohs, and this can be attributed to a combination of factors, including the materials used, the techniques employed, and possibly some yet-to-be-understood secrets. Elite materials played a crucial role in the exceptional preservation of some pharaohs. The use of high-quality linen, for instance, was a hallmark of the mummification process. This linen was often treated with resins and oils, which acted as natural preservatives. Additionally, the use of natron, a naturally occurring salt mixture, was essential for drying the body and inhibiting bacterial growth. The finest natron was sourced from specific locations, and its quality could greatly influence the preservation outcome. Moreover, the use of expensive resins like myrrh and frankincense, which were imported from distant lands, provided an extra layer of protection against decay. These materials were not only costly but also highly effective in preserving the pharaoh's organs and bodies for millennia. Techniques also played a significant role in the varying degrees of preservation. The mummification process was a complex and meticulous procedure that required skilled embalmers. The best preserved pharaohs likely had their bodies treated by the most skilled practitioners of the time. These experts knew exactly how to remove the organs, treat them with preservatives, and store them in canopic jars. The brain, for example, was often liquefied and drained through the nose, a technique that required precision and expertise. The heart, considered the center of intelligence and emotion, was often left in place, carefully preserved within the body. The lungs, liver, stomach, and intestines were removed, treated, and stored separately. The quality of these techniques could vary, and the most skilled embalmers could achieve a level of preservation that has astonished modern scientists. Some scholars speculate that there might have been additional secrets or proprietary techniques used by the elite embalmers. These could include special mixtures or procedures that were not widely known or documented. For example, there is evidence to suggest that some embalmers used a mixture of honey and spices, which had natural antibacterial properties. Others might have employed unique methods of drying the body or treating the organs that were not part of the standard mummification process. These secrets, if they existed, could explain why some pharaohs were better preserved than others. Unfortunately, much of this knowledge has been lost to time, and modern researchers can only speculate about the exact methods used. The mystery of the immortal pharaohs continues to intrigue, and ongoing research and technological advancements may one day reveal more about these ancient preservation techniques. Myth of immortal kings, legends about bodies that resisted time. Ancient Egypt is a treasure trove of mysteries, and one of the most fascinating is the myth of immortal kings, legends about bodies that resisted time. This belief is deeply rooted in the Egyptian culture and religion, where the pharaohs were seen as divine beings, closely connected to the gods. The idea of immortality was not just a metaphor, it was a tangible goal. The pharaohs believed that by preserving their bodies, they could ensure their souls would live eternally in the afterlife. The process of mummification was central to this belief. It was a complex and meticulous procedure that involved removing the internal organs, drying the body, and wrapping it in linen bandages. Each organ was carefully preserved and stored in special containers called canopic jars. The heart, considered the seat of intelligence and emotion, was left inside the body. The liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines were removed and placed in these jars, each guarded by a specific deity. This practice was not just about preserving the body, it was about ensuring the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife was smooth and uninterrupted. The legend of the immortal kings is also tied to the concept of the Ka, the life force that sustained the pharaoh in the afterlife. The Ka needed a physical body to return to, hence the importance of mummification. The pharaohs were not just rulers, they were intermediaries between the gods and the people. Their immortality was a guarantee of the continuity of the divine order. This belief was so strong that even common people aspired to some form of preservation, leading to the widespread practice of mummification among the elite and eventually the general population. The myth of immortal kings also extends to the idea of the pharaoh's body resisting decay. Stories abound of pharaohs whose bodies remained remarkably well preserved, even after centuries. One such example is the famous discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, where the pharaoh's mummy was found in an astonishing state of preservation. The belief in the pharaoh's immortality was so profound that it influenced every aspect of Egyptian life, from art and architecture to religion and daily rituals. The pharaohs were not just mortal rulers, they were divine beings whose bodies were a testament to their eternal existence. Modern scientific scans, CT and DNA results revealing new details. In the quest to unravel the secrets of ancient Egypt, modern technology has become an invaluable tool. CT scans, or computed tomography scans, have allowed researchers to peer inside the wrappings of mummies without causing any damage. These scans work by taking a series of 10th ray images from different angles and combining them to create detailed, three-dimensional images. This has revealed new details about the preserved organs of the immortal pharaohs, showing the state of their internal organs, any signs of disease, and even the methods used for mummification. One of the most fascinating findings from CT scans is the discovery of previously unknown details about the mummification process. For instance, scans of the pharaoh Tutankhamun revealed that his lungs, liver, and other organs were removed through small incisions, contrary to earlier beliefs. The scans also showed that his heart was left intact, as was customary for the afterlife. This level of detail has provided insights into the techniques used by ancient embalmers and their understanding of human anatomy. DNA analysis has also played a crucial role in understanding the health and lineage of these ancient rulers. By extracting DNA from mummies, scientists have been able to identify genetic markers that indicate disease, inbreeding, and even familial relationships. For example, DNA analysis of Tutankhamun and his relatives revealed that he suffered from a genetic disorder likely caused by incestuous relationships within the royal family. This has helped to paint a more comprehensive picture of the pharaohs' lives and the challenges they faced. Moreover, CT scans and DNA analysis have debunked several myths and theories surrounding the mummies. For instance, earlier theories suggested that Tutankhamun's death was caused by foul play. However, CT scans revealed no evidence of trauma or violence, indicating that his death was likely due to natural causes. Similarly, DNA analysis has helped to clarify the lineage of various pharaohs, dispelling rumors and legends that had persisted for centuries. These scientific advancements have not only enriched our understanding of ancient Egyptian history but also highlighted the sophistication of their medical and embalming practices. And there you have it, folks. We've journeyed through the fascinating world of ancient Egyptian mummification, uncovering the secrets behind the immortal pharaohs and their remarkably preserved organs. From the intricate process of removing and treating organs to the symbolic significance of each canopic jar, it's clear that the ancient Egyptians were true pioneers in the art of preservation. What's truly amazing is how these practices have given us a glimpse into their beliefs, their culture, and their advanced understanding of the human body. It's like having a direct line to the past, isn't it? If you've enjoyed this deep dive into ancient Egyptian mysteries, stay tuned for our next adventure. We'll be exploring another intriguing aspect of history that's sure to captivate your imagination. And remember, if you have any topics you'd like us to cover, just let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your curiosity alive and your sense of wonder alive. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating journeys through history. See you soon.